Yo, what is up? This is Jonas back in the studio, and today we're going to talk about how you can find your mental blockers. So that's super fire. If you follow me for some time, I know a lot of people always rub me trying, yeah, this is great, you all explain me, but how do I practically find my mental blockers? This I'm going to teach you exactly today. Stay until the end because I have a surprise for you at the end. But well, let's get into it. I just come fresh back from vacation, guys, and honestly, I can hardly recommend you if you're like workaholic almost like me. It's so important to take some time off. Just had 8 days time off, and I'm so fucking ready to rock this again, right? Okay, but let's get directly into it. I don't want to wait you too long because this is such a hot topic, right? So how do I find the mental blockers? Okay, so let's say, for example, I can give you a great example. I had a client, right? Let's call him Tony because I always change the names of my clients. And Tony, basically, I didn't see him for some weeks. And I said, hey, Tony, how you doing? Because he was always normally in my calls. And he's like, yeah, I'm great. I got 2 new clients. I'm like, yeah, this is fire. And it's like, yeah, but I don't charge them. I'm like, what do you mean you don't charge them? Yeah, I don't know, I basically work for them on a performance basis and they only pay me when I bring them results. I'm like, okay. I mean, that's crazy, but you didn't even charge any kind of setup fee. No. I'm like, why? He's like, I don't know, because I have the feeling that I cannot perform for them. So what I do here, this is a question, this is what I want to tell you already. So I want to show you the tactic that I'm using here. So if I basically find somebody and I see something that I think is strange, right? So basically this guy is it's coming later, but this guy is doing lead chain over 2.5 years, all right? And he's not charging for his services. Obviously that's strange. So I'm asking why. So I ask first of all, why? So I ask the first question, why? And I'm waiting for the answer. So I said, why? For example, now when you do this by yourself, you do exactly the same thing. Let's say you're not posting on LinkedIn. So you first ask the question, why? So and then you need to answer yourself the question, right? So in this case, for example, I ask him, so why he's not charging for his service? He's like, yeah, I don't know, because I don't think, I'm not sure if I can perform for them. I'm like, okay, but why? So I ask why again, right? So in this case, for you, for example, you would say okay, I don't know, because I don't have the time to do this. But I will not be happy with this answer. I say, ask why again, and you have to do the same with yourself. Why, right? So I do the same with him, and I say, why? He's like, I don't know. I just don't feel like I'm good enough. I'm like, okay, now we get somewhere. And then I ask again, why? So now you can say the same question. So I don't have time to post on LinkedIn. And I'm like, why? Yeah, because I think my scale is too full and I have other things to do that are more important. And I said, why? Right? So you ask why? I continue doing this, right? So I ask my client why. And he's like, I don't know, I just always feel I'm not good enough. Okay. And then when I'm there where I'm not continuing further, I ask the next question. And that's important, all right? Since when you had the first time the feeling that you are not good enough, right? And then I ask also the question okay, so you think you are not good enough. It's why you feel you are not good enough, right? He's like, I don't know. I just always don't feel good enough, okay? So I ask him why, and you see, it's getting fucking annoying, right? It really does. But I ask why? And then you come to the essence, I don't know, I just always feel not good enough. It's okay, and when he says I just always feel not good enough, then I ask the next question, okay, since when you're feeling like that? And then normal people remember it. So go back to you with your LinkedIn things. I ask you why again. So let's say the first time you said I don't have time, right? The second time you said I don't know, because I have maybe more important thing to do. And I ask why again. It's yeah, I don't know. Just I think it's not that important. It's why? Yeah, I don't know. Do you really think it's not that important? I ask. I can also ask, do you really think that? Why? I don't know. I'm just and then I come to the point. One day you will tell me, I don't know. I just don't know what to post. I'm like, okay, why? Right? And so I ask why. So this is basically how you debug shit. You ask why. Okay. So let me continue with my example from my friend, from my client. And I said, okay, so since when you are not feeling good enough, okay? And he asked, and he was thinking about it, and like, I was thinking about it a long time ago. I think I was like 13, all right? And I was really in love with this girl. And I was in love with this girl for months, right? And I put all my courage together and I bought some cinema tickets. And I basically went with the cinema tickets to her. And she was standing there with a friend. And I said, I have these 2 tickets for the cinema. And she was laughing about me and pointing at me with the finger. And I remember I was devastated. And I was devastated for like months. And I'm like, okay, that's a very sad story. But like, so do you think that was the first time, like maybe anything happened before in your childhood, or that was the first time when you didn't feel good enough? No, I believe that was the first time. I'm like, okay. So now you understand why you are feeling like that. And the funny thing is, like, this guy was 32, right? He's 32. And this happened when he was 13. So like 19 years ago, okay? And then I asked the next question. I'm like, okay, so this is the thing that I do. Why? Okay. Then since when? And do you remember the first time? This is how I debug it. Okay. So you can do the same thing with yourself. So let's say, for example, you got this thing with LinkedIn. Okay. And you're like, okay, why? And then you come maybe to a point, I don't know, I just don't like to put posts out and nobody puts me any likes and I just get rejected and I'm putting out like a post for a week and I don't see anything coming out from there and I just think I can do more important things at the same time, right? And then I ask you why again, and there's like, why you have the feeling that nobody likes your post? Yeah, because I don't know, blah, 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 blah. So what's the problem if nobody likes your post? So do you think you can go from today on tomorrow, you will have like a massive following and everybody will like your post? No. Okay, so do you think it's an important thing to do? Yes, but okay, so what's the problem then? Like, I don't know, I just don't want to show myself, like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't like want to show myself. And you want to know more about this, watch my video that's called The Visibility Virus, where I go really deep into this topic, because I believe 50-60% of people are suffering from that they are like not going out there, not posting on LinkedIn, not going on YouTube, because they are afraid of rejection. Okay, so anyways, let's go back to my case. So I ask why, and then I ask since when. All right, and then I find most of the time the point where the trauma has been installed. Okay, and most of the time it's a situation that has happened 10, 15, 20 years ago. Like in my case with my client, right? So now I'm asking the next question. So, Tony, if you think about it, like, thanks first of all for sharing this, but like, you honestly want to tell me now, all right, that you still, 19 years later, so almost 2 decades, right, still feeling not good enough, not even in relationships, maybe I would understand it, even it makes no sense either, right? But in business, all right, just because maybe like 19 years ago, a girl that maybe works today in a 9 to 5 in a supermarket, I don't want to put that down, but I just want to show you how ridiculous it is, right? Told you that you're not good enough. And you still believe into this 19 years later. Can you, like, from an objective point, how does this sound to you? Ridiculous. I'm like, yeah. That's exactly what it is. All right. And so, like, do you believe that this Tony from today has still a lot of to do with this Tony how you have been with 13? No. I'm like, exactly. You had a lot of girlfriends in the meantime. I know this from you. So what's the point? So do you think you have to still hold on this belief? No. I'm like, exactly, perfect. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to create a new belief instead of it. Okay. And the new belief is going to be like this. I'm doing lead gen since 2.5 years. I always give my best to my clients and I deserve to get paid for my work like everybody else. All right. Okay. I'm telling you this, guys, like 2 weeks later, I met him. It's like, hey, Joe, I have my first retainer now. It's just only $1,000, but like, at least something is going to happen. I'm like, yeah, man, this is fire, right? But this is exactly just, I want to show you what I do. This is how I work. Like if you come to me or come on with me on a one-on-one, for example, or you come into my course Limitless Rewired, there is where you debug this by yourself. I just give you a structure and you debug everything by yourself. But the structure works exactly like this, like I just explained it. You ask why, until it gets painful. Like when it gets painful, this is where you need to look deeper. This is where you need to dig. All right? And why? And then when you come to a point where like almost you don't have any other answer anymore, then you ask yourself, since when you are feeling like that? When you got that, okay, then you can go into it and understand, okay, this is where this thought, this belief has been implanted into your brain. Because the problem that happens, most of the time you just say like, yeah, I'm just not good enough. But that's BS. Because just something sometimes happened 10, 15, 20 years ago, you still have to feel that you are this kind of person. It's ridiculous, all right? And this is the work that I do. This is just one example, guys. By the way, if you want to learn more about how I work and how I help my clients to double, triple revenue in record time through finding of these mental blockers and reprogramming them to their natural success mindset, then you should 100% join my masterclass next Tuesday, right? Next Tuesday, it's going to be 5:30 p.m. CET, Central European Time, and it's going to be 11:30 EST, Eastern Time, right? In this masterclass, I will show you exactly step by step how you can debug any mental blocker that is stopping you from stepping into your greatness. I'm going to show you my whole system, the Neuro Implementation Protocol, right? And I'm going to show you how to turn yourself into a mindset beast in 12 weeks. Even if you're right now thinking that you're completely lost, that you're over procrastinating, whatever, it does not matter, all right? So if you want to learn more, the masterclass is completely free. I put you a link into the description, and I'm also going to put you a link in the first comment, all right? Join my masterclass next Tuesday. All right, you find more details in the link when you click here. You'll also find like basically what it is all about. But in the end, it's all about understanding that you are not your mental blockers. You are born with a natural success mindset as a kid before society, your teachers, and the school system destroyed it. Or like stupid situations like this that I just explained. So if you want to get back into this and you want to step fully back into your power, then join my free masterclass next Tuesday, all right, the 26th of August, 5:30 p.m. CET, 11:30 a.m. EST. You find more info down below. That was my video for today. I hope you learned something. If you like that shit, guys, leave me a comment. Leave me like maybe some epiphany moments. Maybe also when you do that, that would be super great. If you have done the process and you maybe found the mental blocker, banging, let me know, all right? I really love that, okay? Otherwise, I'm seeing you in the masterclass next Tuesday, 5:30 p.m. CET, 11:30 a.m. EST, and then you will learn everything that you need to do to turn into an absolute mindset beast and create your version 2.0. I'll see you in the masterclass. Bye.